In recent years, AAA games have been decreasing in quality and increasing in monetization. It feels like every game from the major publishers are either unfinished garbage or monetized to hell and back, oftentimes both. And by major publishers, I mean Activision Blizzard, EA, CD Projekt Red, Bungie, and Square Enix to name a few. It feels like only a handful of publishers constantly publish quality content, two of those being Rockstar Games and From Software. But even Rockstar's games has some of the worst monetization I've ever seen. But at the very least, Rockstar constantly delivers finished, massive open world games that have hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of content. Some of the publishers I mentioned earlier are trying to charge $69.99 for the base version of a game. And to those who say a $10 increase isn't that much, you are just wrong. These billion-dollar corporations don't need you to twerk and jerk on their meat. You are not under any obligation to act as a white knight for these billion-dollar corporations, especially when that billion-dollar corporation cancels their PvE but continues to sexually harass women and sexually assault women in the workplace. If $10 really wasn't that much, then why increase the price at all? There has been an overall decrease in quality in the gaming industry. These companies charge full price for a game to then have that game riddled with pay-to-win transactions and false scarcity to milk every last penny from people who want to have rare items. There is just no way to justify Call of Duty having more egregious microtransactions than mobile games when they charge $69.99 for the base game. The constant monetization even dissuades game developers from implementing long-term progression systems that reward players, because there is no need to have a game that has a long-term progression system when they can just have a battle pass with a rare skin at the end of it. And the constant argument I've heard people levy is that we as consumers need to vote with our dollars. But there is a huge flaw in this line of thinking. It doesn't account for the whales or the people who only engage with the medium rarely. How do you convince a person that is willing to spend six figures on Diablo Immortal that they shouldn't do it because it reinforces the line of thinking that Activision Blizzard currently holds, making their future products more likely to be increasingly greedy? How do you convince the kid that wants the new Fortnite skin that Epic Games is exploiting the fear of missing out that exists in younger people to earn a couple more dollars? Because realistically, you can't, and you shouldn't have to. I'm not saying that you should only play indie games and avoid AAA games at all costs, because that would be stupid. I can't even blame people who buy these games. Some of them aren't paying attention to every new gaming-related news story, and oftentimes these companies just blatantly misrepresent the quality of their product. There are even games that I play because my friends play them, and vice versa. Then there's the fact that I play on PC, but a lot of my friends play on Xbox, and AAA games are the games that are the most likely to be cross-play. I believe that there is no meaningful way that the average consumer of video games can make a difference, which might sound a bit pessimistic, but when you look at comedians, and I'm using the word comedian very loosely, like Amy Schumer, I'd say that the majority of people find her unfunny. Yet she still makes millions of dollars from stealing other people's jokes and talking about how nasty her vagina is. So what hope do we have as people who consume video games when others are willing to blindly defend a game because it's a part of a franchise that they like? The point of this video isn't to convince you to not play AAA games, as I mentioned before. I just want people to know that they should probably assume whatever comes out of the mouth of a game director or a CEO of a gaming company should be taken as a bold-faced lie until proven otherwise. I'll ask you this. How many times do you get to lie before you are a liar? Thank you for watching.